San Francisco, who now has to function moving forward with its third quarterback this year, formerly Mr. Irrelevant, now Mr. Very Relevant. That will be Brock Purdy out of Iowa State, the final pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, taking over for the injured Jimmy Garoppolo. Here is Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, just hearing it, it was pretty crushing. I mean, we know what Jimmy's been through, how hard he's worked at this. You know, I got that news a little in the second quarter, so it was a little different for me, even just how happy we were with that game. That was a really cool game just as a team, and all the stuff that went on throughout the game, and just be able to overcome some things, and it was such a special win, but definite mixed emotions hearing about Jimmy. I told the guys right after the game, and so I know that gave them some mixed emotions fast too, but it was a hell of a job by Brock coming in, stepping it up. He did a real good job today, and we're going to be ready to do our best to overcome this.
I think Brock Purdy's going to be all right. I think the 49ers are going to be all right. They only lead the Seahawks by a game in the division. A week from this coming Thursday looks real good for my other job. Prime Video, Thursday Night Football. Niners at Seahawks. Looking forward to that. So I think the Niners will be fine. But I guess the way I wanted to kick this off with you, Michael, is like, I'm not gonna. Not who you got, because there's still so much time and so much could happen.
Yeah.
Okay? Who were you most impressed by of the NFC contenders yesterday? Was it San Francisco beating Miami with its third-string quarterback? Was it Dallas demolishing Indianapolis? Or was it Philadelphia running over the Titans?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or was there another submission?
No, that was it. I mean, you got the major three. Look, I'm not surprised by what Philadelphia did against Tennessee. Not surprised at all. And I do. I'm like you. You described it perfectly. Good, well-run organization. We both know people in that organization. I've known them for a long time. I go back to the early 1990s with Mike Vrabel from the same area. I remember covering him in high school. So I'm a big Mike Vrabel fan. But still, not surprised by what happened in Tennessee. Not surprised by what Dallas did to Indianapolis. I didn't think it would happen in a 33-point fourth quarter. But if you said, hey, Dallas is going to put up about 54 on Indianapolis, I'd say, yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, okay, it happened.
Yeah,
I'm not shocked.
Thought it had been rationed out a little bit more over the fourth quarter,
but they just kind of stung them.
Yeah.
But somebody said something to me yesterday. Mike, you're going to love this. Really smart football guy that I had a chance to talk to yesterday, and really had never talked with him at length before. But this is somebody who knows the league, knows the history of the league, and has won Super Bowls. He said to me, it's funny, he said, football is like fashion. He said, it really is. Like, it just kind of goes in cycles.
Cyclical,
and
yeah.
It really is. He said, like some of the things that you do in football, some of the things that you do well in football and you stop doing, nothing was really wrong. There are certain things you can do in football on and on, whether it's the 50s, 60s, aughts, or 2020s. You keep doing those things no matter what, they work. And his point was, he said, when I look at the San Francisco 49ers, this is before the injury. He said, when I look at the 49ers of today, I see many elements of the 49ers with Roger Craig and Rathman and their running game. He said, I look at them, and so I see a lot of similarities. And I'm like, okay, I see it. But what was so great about those 49ers in the late 80s and 90s, they had Joe Montana followed by Steve Young. I can see his point, but it's going to be real tough, man. It's going to be real tough to get where they want to go with their third quarterback of the season. It's not necessarily the draft. It's not necessarily
Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, y'all told me Jimmy Garoppolo was just a guy anyway. That's what y'all told me. Y'all told me that the Niners won in spite of him, not because of him. So I'm trying to figure out what the problem is here. Sarcasm.
Right. Well, because no, you go ahead with your sarcasm. Good. Stay there.
I just wanted the viewers to know I was being sarcastic. I didn't know, sometimes,
No, I want you to stay there. I want you to live. I want you to bathe in your sarcasm.
That's what y'all told me. Because if it was up to y'all, he'd be gone already. Y'all wanted him gone. I tried to tell you needed him around.
And who's y'all? By the way,
All
Hey,
of y'all.
'cause you
You
know-
people.
Hold on, because I'm going to tell you what my birth certificate says. My birth certificate says Michael Scott Holley. I don't know what Kyle Shanahan's middle name is, but Kyle Shanahan is the y'all who started all this. He's the one who
that's
started
fair.
it.
That's
Ain't nobody
fair.
started it. It wasn't the media.
He did trade up. You didn't make him trade
It
up.
wasn't right.
Yeah,
It wasn't
right,
Ted
yeah.
Koppel.
You're right.
It wasn't Ted
You're
Koppel.
right.
It was
You're
you,
right.
Kyle
Facts.
Shanahan.
Facts.
So he
Facts.
started it, but the reason it's a problem because I Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel bad for the brother, but he is just a guy. But he was just a guy starting over another guy who's not the guy that he is, and that is Purdy. So, man, it's going to be hard. All you need to make is like 4 or 5 throws. I'm convinced of it. You don't have to have a whole game of getting it done.
But that's all. That's all Jimmy did, though. That's all Jimmy did.
Right. And they didn't think it was good enough. And like 4 or 5 throws, they were like, it's not good enough. The only reason they backed to Jimmy is because the one they wanted got hurt. Jimmy ain't start the season. They were just tired. They were done with Jimmy. And then he's back.
Right, but we still don't know what Trey Lance would have been. We know that they've won with this formula before. And again, all y'all kept telling me was that this was a Super Bowl roster being held back by its quarterback. So it stands to reason that even though this guy was drafted with the last pick of the draft, once upon a time Tony Romo was undrafted, with that roster, that running game, those receivers, and a defense, look, man, you're right. It is going to be harder than it already would have been for San Francisco. But when you have a defense where the opposition almost never scores in the second half of games, it makes the quarterback's job that much easier. And, man, I'm telling you, I don't care who's lining up at quarterback, and they respond to Jimmy Garoppolo. Forget what you want to say about Garoppolo. It's a captain. They respond to him. That team, no matter who the quarterback is going to beat the crap out of you. They're so damn physical. I can tell you with some authority, with some semblance of authority.
Okay,
that
here
most
we go.
of the teams,
we got a nugget.
No,
we got a nugget.
No, not really. No, I don't overstate it. But that most of the teams in the NFC look at San Francisco as the biggest problem. I guess I could phrase it as they're the team that they don't want to face because they know that Debo and Kittle and Trent Williams and Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, like those dudes, you feel those dudes. So if Brock Purdy can give some, just portion of Jimmy Garoppolo. And again, they were winning playoff games with Jimmy Garoppolo throwing for 100 yards and just making a handful of throws like you just said. I'm not oblivious to the facts of the situation, despite my sarcasm. I think they'll be fine. But with the time we have left in this conversation, I'm gonna answer my own question, dude. The team that I'm most impressed by, and I don't know if I continue to try to pay penance or make amends for my knee-jerk reaction in the opener. I don't know if I'm biased because I was just at the Star this past week. I don't know what it is. And I know it was the Colts. And I know it was Jeff Saturday's Colts. I got it. But Dallas is so damn devastating, dude. Dallas is so good. Like, as long as you have Dak Prescott able to hand off to one of two running backs who could punish you and then make plays off of play action. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is coming into his own. I didn't always trust that dude. This offensive line, that was a problem at the beginning of the season. Now, Tyron Smith coming back. And Tyler Smith getting kicked inside. Defensively, dog, they hunt on defense. I like Philadelphia, don't get me wrong. I really like Philadelphia. But, man, I love Dallas.
But you like Dallas more?
I like
Dallas
Philadelphia, but I love Dallas this year.
All right.
In that division.
So you like Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I like
Philly,
Philly a
you
lot.
love Dallas.
I love Dallas.
Okay. So is Dallas a better team than Philly? Is Dallas
Well, yeah,
better?
that's basically what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to it, if you have to pick NFC Championship game, Cowboys at Eagles. Eagles just win out. They have one more win than the Cowboys. They got home field advantage. You're going at the link. You're going with Dallas over Philadelphia, NFC Championship game. For the right to go to Arizona.
Right now, if you put me on the spot right now, I am. I think Dallas has all the pieces, and they ain't even added OBJ. And I will talk more about him with Charles Robinson. I'm not going to take the time right now. We can go ahead and roll the music here. We can go to break, and we can get to a former Dallas Cowboy.
And it's so great. And Mike, I appreciate
if they get Odell, and he's their 3, their 2, their 3, whatever, with that running game, oh my God. Whew.
I appreciate you. I like, you said a lot of good things there. I really appreciate you said that Dallas is a better coach team too. So they got the better coach. I heard you say that, right? I appreciate that, man. Finally, you coming around. Nice.
Hey,
what else you want to say about McCarthy?
Mike McCarthy, Dan Quinn, give them all their flowers right now. Will McClay, we talked about him last year. That roster, they got so much depth, and they're tough. San Francisco took their lunch money last year. Dallas is physical. That's what you got to beat San Francisco.
Yep, you got to be ready for it. They're coming. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.